check. Max spit stats like a tactician. Link breaking plays down, surging with precision. Scoob got the jokes, punchlines hitting crisp. Whole squad on the mic, call it audible bliss. Gritter and gospel. We the chapel of the huddle, global reach, Titan speak. Breaking every bubble from the turf to the booth. Knowledge stay colossal. Podcast the playbook, no room for apostle. Titans global, we break it, we mold it. Talking pigskin, the truth get unfolded. Max Link School, we the squad, we the code. Football mind sharp, taking you across the globe. Max drop gems, X's and O's like hieroglyphs. Link dissecting plays, no time for the myth. School keep it raw, laugh till you cry. Huddle up, Titans talk, no flag, let it fly. Every league, every player, we dissect the grind. From the draft to the field, future stars in line. Whistles blow, helmets clash, stories untold. We bring the heat like cleats burning through the cold.
From kickoff to OT, every snap's a tale. Global Titans, we prevail, never stale.
What's up, Titans fans, and welcome to another episode of Titans Global Podcast. I am your host, Maximus Titan Fan, and with me, as always, is my good buddy Link. What's up, bro?
What's going on? Good to be here, everybody. We are straight into off-season mode. Just wrapped up the combine. Plenty to talk about tonight. I'm going to get right into it, but first, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Most importantly, get in the comment section. Everybody's got an opinion. This time of year, who do they take with the first pick? So we want to know what you guys think. Let us know, and let's introduce Scoob and get it rolling.
Yeah, Scoob, how you feeling tonight, brother?
Man, I'm feeling pretty damn good, man. I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? Tighten up, everybody. I'm excited. Let's get this going.
All right, man. So, yeah, lots to talk about tonight. A bunch of rumors and bull stuff to talk about. But first, let's talk about the things that happened right after or right in the beginning of the week. Cushenberry got cut from a failed physical. Definitely not a financial move, that like $9 million in dead money or something like that. Weirdly enough, though, initially I thought it was going to be the Achilles, but it wasn't. It was a shoulder.
It was a shoulder, right?
Yeah. So weirdness with that. You know, Xavier Woods got cut. That one is financial. It was purely financial. And the fact that he's 30 years old. He's not super fast. It doesn't really fit the system too much, other than the fact that he likes to go up and stick the run. That's about the only part of safety. Anyway, $4 million in savings there. And apparently there's a lot of talk about re-signing Chig Okonkwo and Kevin Zeitler. What do you think about re-signing Chig and Kevin Zeitler?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about Chig. I think there's a place for him on this roster if the money's right. I think that you've got a good duo with him and Helm. I just think if you can get him for the right price, there's no sense in creating a need elsewhere when you already have so many holes. Like, you just had another hole open up at center. You've got to find a way to plug that, whether through free agency, whether through the draft. Why put yourself in the same position at tight end? If you can lock up that spot with Chig, he's been better with his consistency. I get it. But you've got Helm as your number one tight end. We're not talking about this guy as an every down TE. Use him with what he does best. Put him in the right positions. I think with Daboll's offense, he can find ways to make that work. And I mean, look, I'm comfortable with what, 12 million? Like, is that the ballpark? Like, I'm good with.
Yeah.
Is that where everybody can settle? That's fair, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's coming off of his best season ever.
Because here's the thing. People talk about the most cap space. That's great. It's great that you have all this money and you can go use that in free agency. But look, there's not, like we're finding out, there's not a lot of top tier talent in free agency. So that money is really used to shore up the guys on your roster. It's draft, develop, retain. So we talk about these players are wanting more and more money, but then we also talk about the cap keeps going up and up and up. Use that to your advantage. Use that to keep some of these guys around who are on these 5th, 6th years, who you can sign to 3-year, 4-year contracts and have them around when they're in their prime. Like that's what I'm looking for. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but to that point, I'm okay with keeping Okonkwo around.
I'd be okay with keeping Zeitler too, but I hope that Slater can take the spot from him. That's what I'm really hoping. So I wouldn't mind signing him for another 1-year deal because he at the end there he got better, right? He started feeling it. So yeah, with Chig is the same thing. You know, Chig had his best season ever as a Titan. So I wouldn't be mad at keeping Chig either because I think he's just going to get better as well. So
I
I'd
think
be fine with
everybody.
keeping both of those guys.
I think everybody knows my stance on Chig. I mean, if he wants to sign a team-friendly deal at 7 or 9 million a year, I would be fine with.
Yeah, but I think like 16 million is the base pay for tight ends this year.
Yeah, you're
He
just. I mean,
oh
look, it's gonna be double digit. Like you're not getting him for under 12. Like that.
Well,
That's
Yeah,
just
I
the
mean,
reality
no.
of it. That's just the
No.
reality.
I really think
it's
so,
just what
yeah.
it is. I mean,
Everybody's
I don't-
what
pay
is
scale went up, man, and they're
what is
talking about it
Ngakwe?
going up even more.
What is
So-
Ngakwe going to go for? Like that's.
We just got to get used to getting these. We just got to get used to these NFL players making ungodly money now. It's just this. It's just a sign of the times, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
money has gone up. I'm just.
I mean,
saying
they're
that
talking about Malik Willis making $30 million a year. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
if if somebody pays him 30 million a year, it's going to be the Browns.
I mean,
But,
yeah,
talking about center though, we had two different cuts this week that sort of interested me. The Graham Glasgow got cut from the Lions today, and I was
right.
sort of interested in him until I looked up his stats, and then I was like, nah, not really. But there was one that was cut earlier this week by the Commanders.
Yeah, I like him.
Tyler, but I don't know how you say his name, but it looks like you say it like badass. It's
Yeah.
B.
I
Anyway,
don't think he gave up very many sacks either, did he?
3 sacks, 3 penalties, 954 snaps.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
630 something passing snaps. It's pretty damn good. He got a 70
Yeah.
overall score from PFF. He has a good run game score and a good passing game score. So I would be happy with him. His numbers somewhere. He's looking for a contract, according to some people, that is somewhere around 3 years for $45 million.
Yeah.
I don't see that as bad. He's 25, I think, or 26.
I mean, why are they releasing him? Because of money?
Mostly, yeah. They saved like
I don't
16 million, I think. or-
That's still
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I still don't get it because and you've got to go this day and age. You've got to just go spend that money to shore up your offensive line, and you hope to do that through the draft. I just don't want to be in a situation if I'm the Titans of trying to find that center in this year's draft, kind of having so many needs everywhere else. I don't know. I hope it works out. I think you have to fix that in free agency. So you just got to go throw money at somebody. That's if you're going to spend and you've got all the cap space, that's got to be the area where you just go grab somebody.
Definitely.
Somebody who's good.
I know I've been pushing this a lot, but if I was going to pay that much money for a tight end, I would go offer it to Cade Otton, coming out of Denver. I know I've talked about him a lot, but he's got the exact same receiving numbers as Chig, except he also has a 94 run block win rate or something like that. He's like third or fourth ranked tight end in run block win rate. I mean, he might not be the flashiest guy, but he has the exact same receiving numbers as Chig. So I mean, but he's a phenomenal blocker, and we don't need. That's another thing. If we sign Chig, and I think this is why the Titans haven't signed him so far, is if we sign Chig, he has to come in with the understanding that you're the number 2 tight end. We're moving.
He's a receiving tight end, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think he would have that understanding because that's kind of where he was at the end of the year. But look, here's my thing is you just like we're talking about with center, where you have to go fix that need. If you don't re-sign Chig, you have to go fix that need. Like you're not running out there with DMR. You know what I'm saying? You've got to go address that need. So if I can re-sign Chig and not have to worry about that and put my focus on center, like that's where I'm at, because I'm much more concerned about my center position and not having that than Chig and where he's going to go and having to worry about bringing someone in who's more productive than Chig is. You know what I mean? Like Chig is okay with where I'm at as a team right now. I can live with that and put my attention somewhere else. That's just how I feel. Like that's the least.
I agree with that.
I get it. I get that mindset. For me, it's more about what Chig is versus what I can get out on the market. You know, like even if you went with even if you couldn't get Otten, but you could get like Njoku or somebody like that, there's just a better fit for my personal what I want.
But I'll say this. I'll say this. I think if you sign Chig for $12 million, I think if we're 3 years down the road and you look back, you're saying, man, we got Chig for a steal. I believe that. I believe that with the way the market is going and the trend that we're headed toward and the way that the cap keeps going up and up and up and up, I think we look back in 3 years and say, I'm okay with what we spent on Chig and where we're at and what Gunnar Helm has done, and now we're needing something new and moving on. I think we're perfectly fine with a $12 million contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with that. I'm fine.
I get what you're saying, and if it works out, it works out. And I get what Joshua is saying here, talking about we need to get him earlier in the season. The reason you feel that way is because Chig has just been inconsistent most of his seasons. His first 3 seasons, as a matter of fact, were crazy inconsistent. We talked about it at length over the last 2 seasons. Me and Link have talked about it at length. He showed up more consistently this year, but it just didn't produce nearly as much in the single games that you would think he would get. But, I mean, he's just getting acclimated. Cam's getting acclimated.
Right.
There was a lot of young receivers and really crappy
And he still had the most passing yards on the team.
So, I mean, I'm not knocking the guy. I'm just saying, for me, that's not the type of tight end that I want. I want somebody that can block better. But, hey, who am I? You know, obviously the coaching staff wants him back because they're trying to sign him, and they've already come out and said they're trying to re-sign him.
That's what I'm saying. He fits in the offense.
That's what I'm saying.
But the obsession. Look, if you want me to be honest, my obsession is he's one of the longest tenured Titans. Like, let's look at it. You've got Jeffrey Simmons. You've got Chigakok. Like, he's an OG on this team. If you're looking back, even just 4 years. Like, he's one of the last dudes standing, from not even from that draft class, but from the multitude of draft classes from that little cluster of years. So, yeah, like, you know, I root for the guy. I think he's been around for a minute. He's stuck around. He's done his thing. He's a team player. And if the dude can get paid and be a Nashville guy, like, I'm all for it. So,
and just keep ascending, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I get Jay. I get your point, Jay. I try not to get on Chig too much because we have hashed this out about as much as you could possibly hash something out. But let's talk about something that I know Scoob has a lot. Scoob has a lot to talk about on this subject, and I'm pretty much just going to let you take it away. But we traded Trevondre Sweat for Jermaine Johnson from the Jets, straight up.
Really good trade.
No picks. I thought it was an interesting trade, and as long as he can stay healthy, I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, very good trade if he can stay healthy. It's just the circumstances for me, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I did the whole Titans Foundation auction, you know, and I won the helmet with T-Sweat's signature because T-Sweat is one of my favorite players still. Even though he went to the Jets, I'm still a huge T-Sweat fan. So then I get my helmet on Wednesday, and then Thursday morning, boom, traded.
Show him the helmet. I know you got it right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
that's a sweet helmet.
Yeah.
It's still a cool thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's still cool. Like,
and what trips me out is it just exploded on the internet, man. I could not believe the interest that it took. I mean, I had over 1 million views on my Twitter page and like 5,000 likes. And people, well, the funniest thing was people were sending me messages. Hey, buy this guy's helmet so they'll trade him off my team, or buy this guy's helmet so they'll trade him off my team. I just started getting messages. They want me to buy people's helmets so they'll get traded.
What was the lead request? What was the lead request?
Oh man, Will Levis. I had a couple people from the Jets. I had some people from the Steelers. I had a couple people from Houston hit me up and say, trade me, you know.
Fair enough.
It was
Yeah.
pretty
That's
funny.
fantastic.
I know a lot of
Yeah,
people think I was upset about it. I wasn't, because I get the trade.
Yeah.
T-Sweat's really not meant for the new defense, and so I get the trade. I wasn't mad, and like I said, I'm gonna keep the helmet forever because he is one of my favorite players. Still, I've always been a big T-Sweat fan, so
Well,
I'm still happy about it.
talking about the trade, the payoff that you got at the edge position was well worth what you lost in Tavondre Sweat.
If he stays healthy, because
If he stays
if you look
healthy,
at T-Sweat had a good season this year. He had a very good season. So
I don't know if Jermaine Johnson is your only fix to that problem either. I don't think you
No,
bring him in as a 3-down guy.
I think
you know
he's
what I'm
gonna
saying?
be.
He's a rotational piece.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. So I
But
think you still bring in help at edge.
the year
Even
Robert
with him
Saleh
and
had
his-
him, he had his best year. He had 7 sacks, I guess. So I know he had some injuries after that. So hopefully he's off all these injuries, and Saleh can get him back to his old ways, and it'll be worth it.
So here's my question. You've got Jermaine Johnson, who's on is this his 4th year? Correct. This is
I
his
think so.
contract year.
Yep.
Okay,
Because he was drafted in 23 or 22.
Yeah. So you got a
22.
you got a 3-year guy there. You got Femi, which we all know what you've got in Femi, which is
Right.
he's new to the position.
And Saleh loves
much less the NFL, but new to the position. And they both love Femi, and they obviously both love Jermaine Johnson because you traded Sweat to get him here. So now with what you've got at the edge position, do you go to the draft and bring in another young developmental piece, or do you try to go get some veteran leadership there and then rotate the 3 guys in and out? Like, what do you do with that?
Man, Wednesday's going to be an interesting day.
I'll say this. All right, everybody knows on this show that I've been a huge Bailey supporter.
Right.
And I still am. I would not be upset if they took Bailey. There's a bunch of
No.
not a bunch. There's a couple picks that I wouldn't be upset with if they took. However, getting Jermaine Johnson does not change my first round draft pick. If I'm in love with good Lord, David Bailey, then I'm going to draft David Bailey. Even if bringing Jermaine doesn't change my view on that. However, it does give me the flexibility if I want to take an offensive player in the first round and wait until the second round and catch like a Cassius Howell or something like that.
Right.
All right. You
Man,
know, it gives you the flexibility of being able to take the best player available in the first round that you feel like is really the best player to help your team advance. And then in the second round, you can start second, third, fourth, hit those need areas.
I think the Jets are going to take Bailey, man. I do.
So stop there for just a second. So you say the Titans have the ability to go best player available. I agree with that. I think with the Titans position, you go who in your mind is best player available. Okay, so we're all in agreement there. So in your mind, let's go 1, 2, 3. Who are the best players available in this draft? 1, 2, and 3.
Well, about 15 draft guys said that Love is the only blue chip player in the draft. So he's my number 1, just to be honest. He was so many people said he was the only blue chip player in the draft. Okay. So Love is number 1 for me.
Mine's Arvell Reese. My number 1's Arvell Reese. I think he's the talent. I think to play both positions, the flexibility you have with him, the IQ, the athletic ability. I think he's still, even with Sonny Styles coming up the way he is, I still think Arvell Reese has a slight edge. I think he's the best player in the draft. Max?
Yeah. I'm sorry, you guys. I try not to fall in love with people over workouts, especially in shorts at the combine. You know, that kind of stuff doesn't really move the needle much for me. It's all about the tape.
Right.
I'll be honest, I haven't watched too much of this dude's tape, but after the combine I did because I got interested and I started looking at stats because I'm a stat junkie, and I hate to say it, but God bless it. I think Love is the best player in this draft. I think Jeremiah
Exactly.
Love is the best player in the draft. He's a wide receiver
Mhm.
with a running back's mind. I mean, it's amazing.
Like I said, if you watch that kid's tape and did you see that where he jumped that dude into the end zone? Oh
Yeah,
my God. I
yeah.
mean, dude, he's just so talented, man.
I've watched 2 full seasons of his. Well, not 2 full seasons,
The kid
almost
is
two
a
full
the
seasons.
kid is a masterpiece, and whoever drafts him, their team is going to be instantly better.
Yeah, I like Love, but then for me, second obviously is Bailey because that's the guy I've been in love with since day
Yeah.
one. And after that, man, it gets kind of rocky after that. I don't know. That's just top two for me. I wouldn't be upset if they took Bane, but I wouldn't like.
No, like I
I
said,
wouldn't
there's
be
about
Well,
jumping
five
up and
I
guys
down.
that
would be
I
there
would be
are there
okay
are
with.
there are about 3 guys I would be okay with. There is only maybe 2 to 3 that I would be openly upset with, and Bane is one that I would be upset with. I would be
You
I would be
you don't
actually upset with
you don't
Bane.
want to mess with the T-Rex stars. Everybody says that.
I do not think Bane's game will translate well to the NFL, and I may eat my words on that, and
Right.
No, I don't think.
and he's going to get paid either way, so
Yep.
whatever. But I
Yeah.
do not think his
And
I do not think his style will translate the way that people think it will to the NFL. When I've
Right.
seen
I
him
think-
against NFL talent offensive lines, I've seen him struggle.
Yeah, I think he's more like a Vince Woolfolk or Warfolk, however you say his
Right.
name, more
Yeah.
than he is Javon Curse or
Yeah.
and that's like I did my
Terrell
Twitter
Suggs.
poll today, and I said, "Is Jeremiah Love the safest pick for the Titans at number 4?" And you would be surprised that almost 90% of people's picks was yes. He is the safest pick at number 4.
Look, look, man. I try not, like I said, I try not to fall in love with people over their workouts. He had a great workout, and when he did the running back drills and he aced them, I was like, well, yeah, he's the number one running back in the. But then he turned around and did the running back drills, or I mean the wide
Yeah.
receiver drills, and he aced those too. I mean, he looked amazing going through the gauntlet. If you haven't seen that tape, check that out. That's pretty amazing.
And just
But
watching him on the field, man. I mean,
he
God.
missed a rep. He missed a rep, one rep. He missed one rep, and he literally begged everybody until they let him do the rep again. And of course,
Right.
he caught it the second time. But that right there just shows you the type of guy that he is. And I
He's a
think that's
Titan,
why
man.
you pair this guy with Cam Ward because they are both in the same mentality of I'm going to be the best to ever step on the field.
He's going to instantly make Cam Ward better.
And a running back does help your. My God, we have got way off on a tangent here on Jeremiah Love, but I knew that was going to happen.
I just don't know. I just don't know pre-draft. I just don't know why you come out and say these things pre-draft and put this information out there, knowing you're putting this information out there. If you're not just trying to move his draft stock a little,
Well, look,
to maybe drop somebody, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what and I know it comes out either way, and everybody like, but this is that time of year. This is that time of year when smoke starts getting blown, and if you're not blowing smoke up somebody's ass, then you're not doing your job as a GM. Like if you're not out to get somebody and out to pull one over on somebody and make a hustle play, like you're not doing your job. So these things get out there for a reason, and I just think we take those with a grain of salt. Is all.
And like I said, the Chiefs are licking their chops for Love, man. They're licking their chops for Love.
Maybe they're playing that angle. Maybe they're playing the angle of, hey, Jets. Like,
but I don't know if I want to go back to 9 though. That's a big drop, and there ain't very many people to take at 9.
It depends what you get.
Yeah.
Maybe we're looking at players here. Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you just look. We brought in Borgonzi for a reason. I trust him until I don't. I think that they've structured things the right way with putting him at the GM position and putting Brinker kind of back into the background a little bit, if you will. I think that was the right move. They've headed towards the right direction. They've done some of these things the right way. That being said, I think now's the time to start positioning for a push. Like, you can open a window this year. You know what I'm saying? If you make the right moves and you get the right people in the building, you can open a window this year, because Dayball, he's not here for 4 years. Like, this dude wants to get back to a head coaching position, and you don't do that unless you go on a playoff run. And to open that window, you have to get weapons. So that being said, that's why I'm leaning more towards taking somebody like Love. So I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I take things with a grain of salt, because this is the season where things get leaked out there to try to move somebody.
And I believe if they're going to trade, they're going to have to give them a haul, because, like I said, after the 5th or 6th pick, the talent level really drops off. So
it does. Yep.
So somebody's going to have to give them something.
If they are blowing smoke about Love, the only thing that makes sense to me, really the only strategic move for me, is, they really want Walker or Breeze or somebody like that, Breeze Hall, and they're just trying to make it like they're not interested, so that maybe they won't have to overpay too much for him, because you're going to have to overpay no matter what. We're the Titans. We always overpay for
Well, I think anybody's going to have to overpay for Walker this year. Whoever goes after Walker, they're going to have to overpay.
Well, he's got the ring. I mean, he's coming off a Super Bowl win.
Super Bowl
I got
MVP.
The ring, now I want to get paid. Yeah, I got my MVP. I got the ring. Now I want to get paid. So yeah, absolutely.
It's funny because the Chiefs are going for almost all the same players that we are.
Yeah.
So we're kind of battling with them this year for players.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's Borgonzi. He's trying to bring that Chiefs mentality. And, I mean, it makes sense that we're targeting a lot of the same players.
Oh, it's not just that. The Chiefs are in the same position. They're coming off a year where they didn't make the playoffs, and they're also trying to open a window. And to do that, you have to get aggressive with some of these guys in free agency. You've got to overspend. You've got to bring in the right talent.
They just don't have the money we do.
Exactly. Yep. But we don't have the coach and the repertoire and the backing that they do. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, so talking about free agents really quick before we get off that and get back on the combine topic that we were supposed to be talking about most of the day. John Franklin Myers looks like almost a must sign at this point. Since we traded Sweat off, it pretty much is written on the walls. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Dude had 92 pressures over the last 31 starts, which is ridiculous. It's like Jeffrey Simmons' little bro or something like that. So I think that you get him, you re-sign Sebastian Joseph Day, and then you're not so much in a bad position at the defensive tackle position.
Right.
I don't know. What do y'all think of the John Franklin Myers talk? Because there's a lot of it circling around the Titans right now.
I mean, anybody that's going to upgrade the position, I'm down for, you know what I'm saying? And he's a hell of a good player. And I think the biggest thing is, does he fit the solid scheme? You know, and that's the biggest question for a lot of the guys.
I think that's exactly what he's looking for. Big, athletic.
Right.
Yep. Again, I think he fits the mold, like you said, and it's the same with a lot of these guys. Why create another hole? If you can keep some of these guys on the roster, just pay them if they fit in the defense, if they fit in the system, if they match what you're trying to do, then keep them around. That's what I think.
I think that's a good thought. All right, so we're going to go for about a 40-second little break here for our sponsor. We'll be right back, and then we're going to talk about some combine and stuff like that.
What's up, Titans fans? Maximus Titan fan here. Are you in need of professional excavation services? Look no further. Red Zone Builders has the expertise, experience, and equipment to handle all or any excavation project, big or small. Whether you need land clearing, site preparation, trenching, foundation excavation, or any other excavation services, they have you covered. Their team of skilled professionals work diligently to ensure your project is completed safely, efficiently, and to your satisfaction. Trust the experts at Red Zone Builders to get the job done right.
Boom. Told you it was quick.
Red Zone Builders, y'all better call them.
Yeah, man, definitely for all your excavation needs, because everybody needs a good excavation every now and then.
That's
Some
right.
site preparation.
So let me ask you one thing, Max, before we get back on the combine. What do you think about Ridley and the talk about restructuring, or do you think they're just going to get rid of Ridley?
I think they're going to ask Ridley to restructure, and I think Ridley will agree to that. Depending on what it is. I mean, if they try to chop his salary in half, he might be like, nah, I ain't going to do that.
Right.
I still got legs, kind of.
Do you have faith in Ridley? Link, do y'all have faith in Ridley to be the number one guy on our team?
No.
For lack of a better option, I kind of have to.
He is the number one on the team.
He is. He has to be by default. He's number one.
Right.
Right.
So what happens if we go out in free agency and sign Wandell? Does that still leave him as number one?
I still think you've got a 1A, 1B situation.
Now, would they keep Ridley if they did that?
No. I don't think
I would. I don't think, because I don't think you have a better option. I don't think.
Or if you get the guy from the Colts, the wide receiver from the Colts, are they keeping Ridley?
If you go get two, no. If you go get two, no. But I don't know that you get two. I think you get somebody to pair. I think you get somebody to pair with Ridley and Iomanner, and let DK do his thing on special teams and still rotate in on offense. Right. I still think you use. He's not an every down wide receiver, but he's certainly a gadget player, and you plug him in at the slot and you put him on the outside to just do a go route. Like you give him the option. You know what I'm saying? You work him in at certain moments, but your 1, 2, and 3 to me is still wide receiver X, who we don't know yet, Calvin Ridley and Iomanner. Like that's the ideal situation going into this year, in my opinion. I think that's your best bet.
Yeah, what? Ridley's going to be 30 this year, or he is 30?
Yeah, I mean, using why you got him. Yeah, and then decide after this year. Like, what do you save if you cut him? What do you save if you cut him?
Nothing real. I mean, well, you save quite a chunk if you designate him as a June 1st.
I think you're like 16 million or something, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty good chunk. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but do you need that? Like, is that going to make the difference? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just think it's unless now. Look, if you get a trade offer for him, that's a different story. But when it comes to just flat out cutting the guy to save money, I just don't see the benefit there. Because again, you're just creating another need, in my opinion.
Right.
No,
I agree with that.
I kind of understand what you're saying. Obviously, I think that we will address that in the draft as well. I think we will draft another wide receiver pretty high in the draft. I think this might be the highest wide receiver we've drafted since A.J. Brown.
Pick 35?
I feel like the number 2 spot, if we go defense on number 1. Now, if we go Love at 4, then obviously we have to do something different. We got to go a little defense or maybe even I've thought about cornerback a couple times because there's some really good cornerbacks probably going to be available at that time, but I don't know.
Well, like Ramon was talking today, he thinks they're going to do free agents on defense and draft offense. So we'll see how it goes.
I think so too. Who are we settled on with corner? Who's the number 1 corner in this draft?
McCoy?
No. And see, I'm really glad you said that because last week I would have 100% agreed with you. I
like Colton Hood.
When we're talking about losers of the NFL Combine and who hurt themselves the most,
right?
I think McCoy is at the top of that list, and there's a good separation between him and everybody else because it's hard to fail at the Combine. Because you choose what to do. Like you put yourself in a position to look good. You play to your strengths. The only thing you can do to hurt yourself is to not do anything. And that's exactly what Jermon McCoy did. He's been 13 months now, 14 months out of football. Hasn't done anything. No public workouts, no combine, no practice, no nothing. Like we've seen nothing of Jermon McCoy, nothing at all.
Did you see Pons?
But for me, he went from number 1 in this draft to maybe number 3, number 4 off the board. And they say he's going to work out at Pro Day, which is great. But they also said he was going to work out at the Combine. And I'm telling you right now, if he doesn't work out at Pro Day, you're better off just going back to college at that point. Like you're dropping out of the first round, maybe the second round, if you do nothing at Pro Day. So we'll see. But, man, when you're talking about dudes who lost, like Jermon McCoy. So, and to say that, I think that put Colton Hood right there in that first corner off the board, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. And I like Pons, too, man. He's 5'9". He's a little guy. But he was jumping as big as the 6'1", 6'2" guys. His stats, man, I tell you what, he might be a good corner too. He might be a Cortland Finnegan type of corner. You know what I'm saying?
As far as people who help themselves, in my opinion, the one that hits the top of the list for me is Mike Washington.
Yes.
Running back from Arkansas, had a perfect 10 on his RAS score, which I try again not to get so weird on those things. But dude, 6'1", 233 pounds, and he runs a 4.33.
Yeah,
that's sick. I mean, that's absolutely sick.
that sounds like a Robert Saleh corner, doesn't it?
Yeah, unless his vision is just absolutely terrible, you would think he would be a pretty damn good running back. So I don't know. And this guy looks like he's going to be available on day 2, maybe even round 3, which is pretty good for us. If we don't go with Love, we go with Bailey or somebody else, and then the second round we end up with we'll say Chris Brazel or what's the other wide receiver?
He's another one that shot up the stock, didn't he? Brazel.
Yeah, I don't know that he's going to be available there.
I'm still concerned about his route running. I know people
I think
say
he's going to be in the teens. He's going to probably get drafted in the teens, I think.
I think he'd be good to jump in the first round. And I think that's possible, but I still see him possibly in the second round because of his route running. But look, when you're 200 pounds, over 6 foot tall, and run a 4.37 40, like that's that's pretty incredible. So yeah, I definitely see the upside there, and I think he's a good pick. I just somebody who gets him. Whoever
he did say he'd love to play with Cam.
Yeah, they've got to really get down to the detail on his route running, because that's the one thing that hurt him at Tennessee.
If he's there at 35 and they take him at 35, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah.
The thing that I saw at UT over and over and over again was Aguilar underthrowing him on the deep route, and him coming back and somehow catching the ball between 2 other guys, where it really should have been an interception, ends up being a reception for, a first down and like a 40-yard gain. So for me, that's what excites me about Chris Brazel.
He did show off his combat catching skills for sure.
Yeah.
I'm obviously a big fan of Chris Brazel, though.
Yeah.
So who was the biggest winner for you guys for the Combine? Like, who shot up the most in this one?
Eli Stowers.
Oh yeah, hell of a shot.
Yeah, for me, I think it's gonna have to be Sonny, man. For me, it's
Sonny.
It was Sonny. Yeah. It was Sonny for me too. For Sonny, you went from probably top 20 to top 10, maybe even top 5.
Nobody talking about him to everybody talking about him.
I can see a world. I can see a world where Sonny goes before Bain and Reese.
Like I said, there's a lot of Titans.
Yes.
There's a lot of draft people that think the Titans are going to draft him at 4.
Yeah, I could. It would not shock. It would surprise me. It wouldn't shock me. I think Sonny really. I think out of everybody, he shot up the most. 100%. But yeah, I do agree with you on some of the others. But yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I don't think for me, Eli Stowers wasn't even on my radar. I'll be honest with you. I would, maybe like a 4th or 5th round guy you could snag up.
He was a quarterback. What, 2-3 years ago? And
Yeah,
then
he lost his job to
transitions
Pavia.
transitions to tight end, goes to Vanderbilt,
Yeah.
and then just goes out
Does
and
well.
starts setting records. Yeah,
Didn't he
yeah,
set some records in the?
he
in
did.
The, yeah,
He did. Yep, yep. And then
like he had some
congratulations to Pavia.
phenomenal stats in the. Yeah,
Well, he was
Yep,
just
and
good.
yeah.
yeah.
And the
And
combine, he did even better in the combine. So yeah,
congrats
That
to
record-
Diego Pavia on growing an inch between Senior Bowl and the
right.
combine. I know it's hard.
Hey,
I know he
he's
really
in the
had to
Doug
work those
Flutie, Drew
ankles.
Brees size now.
Yeah.
You know,
How about
So-
Pavia going on day 3? Do y'all think
Dude.
he's drafted? Does somebody take a chance on Diego?
I could see him going at the end of the first round to one of the teams that need
No,
a backup.
stop.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Stop.
man. Look, Pickett went in the first round, and he's better than Pickett.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't
The
know.
kid is a baller. The kid is a baller, man.
It
He is
depends
a
on the
football
hype.
player.
The problem is that Diego Pavia does not have the type of hype behind him that Kenny Pickett had behind him.
No, but he's 3 times a better football player, I think.
I mean, what do you define as football? I mean, look, he's 5'10".
He reminds
Like,
me
he's
of Johnny
still-
Manziel.
Drew Brees was 5'10".
You remember
Doug
Johnny
Flutie was
Manziel?
5'10".
Yeah, but Drew Brees could analyze a defense when he was in diapers. Like there's a difference.
Right.
Like, he's just
But
a better
look
mind.
what Pavia did to defenses this year. He analyzed the out of defenses and whooped them. I mean,
His
the kid can play
system-
football.
His system and supporting cast allowed him to make those plays, which were sometimes
So if he
off
got in the right
script.
system,
I don't know that he was able. I think Pavia does a very good job of reading defenses in the moment and playing off script. I don't know that he's a Drew Brees.
so what do you think about the Rams or
snap.
somebody like that drafting
Snap.
him?
That's
The
no,
Rams?
no. Look,
the
look,
Rams don't fit his personality.
I think there's a good chance he's drafted. I don't know if it's the bottom of the first round. Like that would send waves. Like I would be surprised. But I do think somebody takes a chance on him maybe early
definitely,
day
man.
3. Like I definitely think he goes drafted and he's one of those Mr. Irrelevant,
I think he's going to be drafted higher than that, y'all.
We'll see. We'll see. I think bottom of
A
the
lot of
first
time.
round is really, really, really bold because
People
Look,
love quarterbacks.
so who's the quarterback? So who are the quarterbacks in this one? Like it's obviously it's Mendoza and then everybody else. I think Ty Simpson has kind of
Simpson,
cemented
yeah.
himself as number 2.
Number
Is that
2, yep.
agreed?
Yeah,
And
but
I think the biggest argument's number 3 at this point, right?
it's Pavia.
No, stop. It's not Pavia.
I'm telling you, man, the kid is a football player, bro. He makes plays. He makes things happen.
It's not
All right.
Pavia.
And
He's also
people
like
fall in love with
35,
that.
isn't he?
Somebody's going to fall in love with Pavia, I'm telling you.
He's been playing college football for 27 years. The guy.
Hey, and that makes it even better. He's got a lot of experience.
a lot of.
I mean, look, you've got Trinidad Chambliss. I think he's a much better option. If we're looking at real
I agree.
potential
I
NFL
agree.
quarterbacks, I think he's a better option. I think Garrett Nussmeier, despite his struggle his senior
Oh,
year,
man, I
I
don't
think
know.
he's still a better quarterback than Pavia.
In the
I think
right
Carson.
system.
I think Carson Beck
No.
in the right system is a better
You're stretching it
quarterback.
now.
Is a better quarterback than Diego Pavia. I'm just not sold. Look, what about Drew Aller? I mean, if
Let me ask you,
if
Link,
not for the
did
injury, Drew Aller's a first round.
Did you watch a lot of Pavia's tape this year?
Bro, I'm a Tennessee fan. I watched
Yeah,
more
no
of
thanks,
Pavia than
yeah.
I ever care to watch in my
Okay.
life. Yes.
The kid
I saw plenty
can
of
play,
Pavia
man.
tape. I'm not saying
I
he can't
agree
play,
that
and
he
I'm saying
plays, but
he's drafted. I'm just saying he's not worth a first round pick. Is all.
No.
I'm saying.
I'm not saying he is either. I'm just saying you never know.
first-round pick is ridiculous.
People draft quarterbacks all the time earlier than they should.
I agree.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I can't give Carson Beck any credit. I know Link did, but I'm not giving Carson Beck any credit.
Nah.
I'm a Georgia
He's a
Bulldog
quarterback.
fan. I ain't gonna give a quarterback. No. Anyway,
But quarterbacks
Uh,
always go higher than they are supposed to, anyways.
absolutely. And there's always way too much hype behind a bunch of.
Exactly.
This is not a good quarterback class. This is a terrible quarterback class. Ha ha ha! To everybody who said that we should not draft Cam Ward because next year is going to be so much better.
They
in the
always say
draft.
that, don't they?
Blah, 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 blah. Shut the.
They
Well,
always
next year
say
will-
that.
Yeah, but next year will be better.
Yeah, they say that too.
Yeah.
lot of talent coming out next year. Like,
That's what they're saying about wide receiver. Don't draft a wide receiver this year because next year the wide receivers are way better. So I mean,
no, if you like
you
a
never
guy,
know.
you take the guy. That's the way it's
exactly.
supposed to work. Now,
Exactly.
talk about a couple losers. We already talked about Bain and how he decided not to compete, and that is.
Do you think that hurt him?
Well, yeah. Well, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, the combine is about this, all right? It's about, can you show up on a random day when you're supposed to show up and all the cameras are on you and you've got a bunch of guys that are, trying to beat you out in your position. It's basically tryouts for the NFL. And
Saleh did say that he didn't like the
speaks for
play.
himself.
Right.
But I mean, I can't get behind a guy that doesn't want to compete. That's what that says to me is I don't want to compete because I'm afraid somebody's going to look better than me or I'm not going to look as good as everybody wants me to be. And then I fall down the board. Well, I mean, if I'm a GM, you're not even an option to me anymore, especially not at number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. The only way to perform badly at the combine is just to not perform. And that's what you saw. If you've got a lower body injury, do the upper body workouts. If you've got an upper body injury, do the lower body workout. Like, just do something. Do the interview process. Do anything. Just show up, be present, be available. Like, that's all anybody asks of you. And if you can't do that, like, you're going to fall. You're going to fall off the board. So, I don't know. For me, that was a huge, I don't know. Red flag's the wrong word, but I wasn't sold on the guy before, and this didn't change my mind at all.
Yep.
So if Bailey's gone and Bain and Love are sitting there, who are you taking?
I mean, look, I don't know. Like, what was
Quit
my
trying to
initial-
talk Link into Love.
I said
If Bailey's
Caleb Downs.
gone,
He'll
I
get
said
there.
Caleb Downs
say
a
the
week
Jets
ago.
take Bailey, right? And
Yeah.
we come to our pick, and you got Bain sitting there, and you got Love sitting there. Who you taking?
I mean, I said Caleb Downs a week ago. I guess it'd be wrong to change my mind
It's
now.
not though.
Like,
I
I
said
get the
Bailey a
argument.
week ago,
I
and
get
now I'm saying Love, but
I get the argument for Love. I get the
Right.
argument for Love. It's just so difficult for me to.
You got to
wrap
think
my
about too.
head
Love is going to touch the ball
around-
more than almost any other defensive player. He's going to impact our team more than a linebacker.
It's just a hard justification when there are so many other holes.
But
And you
we
don't
got to
really
start
consider
somewhere.
running back a hole. And I know, I agree.
And
again,
and they said the linebacker class is so huge this year.
yeah.
Right.
And again, I understand the argument, and I'm not going to be mad about it. Like, if they take Love,
Right.
he's not one of those 3 guys I'm going to be upset if they draft. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, he's not one of those dudes that I'm going to be upset about. It's just, do I think there are better options? Maybe. We'll see who's available at the time. Make sure you tune in for the draft show, and then we'll go from there.
yeah. Also, just to kind of keep going with it, Bailey was also choosy about what he did, and a couple of the drills he did not look good in, especially the change of direction drills.
Yeah, they said he was really stiff.
Yeah, I expected a
Yeah.
lot more flexibility from a guy like that, and I'm
Right.
surprised that he doesn't have flexibility if he got the numbers that he got. But maybe they just know how to scheme down there in Red Raider land.
Right.
But Carnell Tate was a big loser for me. I don't know about you guys,
Really?
but for me, he just looked average. He was slow
Yeah.
in his 40 time.
He's
still
slow.
think-
I
wasn't he?
mean,
I still think he's the number 1 wide receiver. I think because he is a possession wide receiver. You're not drafting him to be Tyreek Hill. You know
And
what
he's
I'm
not
saying?
a number one though.
I'll agree with that
I
too.
think
Though.
I think out of the guys at the top, he's the safest pick.
I'm still think Lemon's the best wide receiver in my opinion.
Let's talk about
I think
Lemon.
Lemon hurt himself. I think he hurt himself.
Yeah. Let's
and
talk
not just
about
because
Mekhi
the interview.
Lemon. He did the same thing you're talking about with Bain, the same thing we talked about with McCoy. He did not participate in anything except for an interview where he looked absolutely, well, I'm just going to say he looked like he was stoned out of his mind. I mean, it just did. I don't think he was, obviously, because they obviously do a bunch of testing at the combine, and part of that is drug testing. But I mean, I just have to say with what I know, you know what I mean? And I live in a place where you see plenty of drug. You know what they look like, man. And he was dancing and back.
Maybe he's just excited. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's just excited.
Maybe he's just a very eccentric young man.
He's my number one wide receiver. Lemon is my number one wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just not the vibe I necessarily want from. I don't know. Like I don't know. If you listen to Carnell Tate and the way he talks about football and the way he approaches the game and the way he approaches his preparation, it is different than what I see from Mekhi Lemon. And I'm not saying that Mekhi Lemon can't be a very good wide receiver.
Do you think Tate can separate?
I think we've got a better version of Mekhi Lemon in Io Manor and DK. I need something different than that. I need something different than that.
I just don't know if Tate can.
I need something like a Tate. I'm not saying go get Tate, but I need something closer to Tate than I do Lemon.
I just don't know if he can get separation in the NFL, man.
We'll see.
You don't have to separate if you can win the catch point.
Yeah.
Isn't that what A.J. Brown was all over? 1K always open. He was always open even when he's covered. I've watched that man be covered by 3 people and him still come down with it.
I'm just not a Tate fan, man. I don't like any Ohio State wide receivers.
I agree with you on that. I'm not a Tate fan either.
Let me mention one more wide receiver while we're here because you mentioned separation. Who's the 5'10", 170 or 160? Is it Mississippi State kid? Ran like a 4.2. Was it a 4.26, 4.27?
But he has a lot of. He's very injury prone.
I agree. No, I agree. And it's
he is lightning.
It's interesting you didn't know who he was until last year because he fought injury at. I know it was Texas and
his first
maybe LSU.
Year.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
His first healthy year, he had 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah, but you didn't really know him until he got till really last year when he really came on. But man,
when he was healthy,
you talk about a bullet out of a gun. Like he is quick. But we'll see. There's a place for dudes like that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and apparently Mekhi Lemon also killed in the interviews, and I don't mean in a good way, bad way. A lot of the rumors and stuff that's going around, a lot of the talk that's going around, the executives were not very impressed with the way he carried himself and the way. I mean, Joshua hits it right here. He said a lot faster than I did. But that's pretty much it. I mean, that is pretty much it. You know, obviously, I like Brazel. I like Bailey. Now I like Love. So I don't know. Maybe in a week or two. And
I don't see us drafting the wide receiver with the 4th pick.
And all this is just immediate reaction to the combine. You know what I mean? We have free agency to hit. You know, we go out and we sign Alway and Bradley Chubb. All of a sudden, we're not even in the running for a defensive end or an edge anymore. Or we sign, Franklin Davis. Or the point is if we go out and sign Walker, we're not looking at Love anymore.
No,
I mean, there's
Wednesday's going to start the whole. Wednesday's going to change everything. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll have even more to talk about next week. So definitely tune in. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Any final thoughts, Scoob?
No, just Love everybody. Be good to everybody and tighten up, y'all. That's all I got.
Hell yeah, I like that. Link, you got anything for us, brother? Hey, Link. Yep.
Oh, there it is. Hey, there it
Hey.
is. No, you said it all. Make sure to stay tuned. Draft coming up, free agency coming up. We got it all coming to you. Make sure to tune in next time. And with that, I guess we'll close it out.
That is it, man. I almost hate it when we do these one show weeks because I feel so. Anyway, until next Monday, guys, when we have all this free agency stuff to talk about. Tighten up. Peace out.
Peace out.